All right, you guys, I got a story I got on my heart. I got a story to tell you guys. Storytelling time with Slappy Adventures. There go a food line right there. At the time where my little sister called me up and said, Wayne, my boyfriend just beat me up. And I said, what? Yeah, he done beat me up. I got my eyes a little tweaked and my lips swole up. I said, all right, I'll be down there in the morning. Well, I was working that night. I went down there to the ATM, and my boss man, old Joby, rest in peace, Joby, me and his daughter played in the band together in high school, Wind Blunt Band. So he knew I wasn't no joke when it comes to my family members. So I took Joby $400. He said, what's this, Jackson? I said, I'm getting ready to go whoop some ass, and just in case I go to jail, I need you to bail me out. He said, well, don't go do it. I told him what happened. He said, I understand you got to go, see what's going on with your sister. So he took my money, and just in case I need to call him, I was going to call Joby, come bail me out. But anyway, I get down there. Now, what done happened was my little sister was down with her boyfriend, and he called himself, putting his hands on her in front of his buddies. Gonna put his hands on in front of some people. And I told her, I said, I'm coming to get you. She said, why you gonna come get me? I said, because he gonna put his hands on you in front of people and try to embarrass you. I'm gonna put my hands on him in front of his buddies and let them embarrass his ass. So I didn't want to drive my car because he'll see me coming. So I drove my sister's car up there, and there he was sitting on his buddy's porch, and I had to apologize to his buddy's mom because I really didn't want to bring that to her front porch like that, but I had to get him. I had to give him some straightening. He needed to be straightened out. So he seen me coming, and he tried to run in the house. I reached up there and snatched him. Where you going, boy? Come here, boy. I snatched him like doggone Mortal Kombat, you hear me? I put him out there, and I went to running a fan on him. But I didn't daggone just beat him down like he should have been beat down. But since he daggone swore my sister's lip up, I punched him in the mouth, and then I hit him in the eye. Now y'all look like Siamese twins. She's got a swollen lip and kind of a tweaked eyeball. Now you got a tweaked eye, and you got a busted lip. Now y'all look like twins. So he got up and took off running. I went to chasing him. Now he's running up the street. He went to chasing him, and I clipped his ass. He fell, went to tumbling and carrying on. So I didn't really just put my hands on him, but I kind of slung him around real good. I threw him in some sticky bushes. He got up. I threw him on the ground. I kicked him, I pushed him down a real bit. Got him, roughed him up pretty good. I could have really just wailed on him, but I did. But I roughed him up pretty good. Well, his little brother was riding a bicycle. He come up beside me and said, Mister, please leave my brother alone. Please leave my brother alone. I said, little boy, you better get your ass up and away from here before I spank your ass too. This boy needs some straightening. He ain't gonna put his monkey paws on my damn sister no more. He needs to be straightened out. So I was sitting there tossing him around till the little boy rode his bicycle home and got his daddy. So his daddy come down there, and he comes down there and says, hey, Jackson, that's my son now. He said, stop it, enough's enough. I said, no, he ain't your son because he needs to be straightened out. He's my son right now. He needs to be taught not to put his hands on a woman. This is my boy. I'm going to give him some straightening, and if you get out of that damn van, I'm going to straighten your ass out too. He said, no, don't do it. Come on now. By the time I got through arguing with the daddy, he got him, took off running. So I let him go ahead and run on. And then I get a phone call, and they had a big old family meeting. Come on down here, we need to have a family meeting. So I get down there, and he had him, his mom and dad down there. You know, when you live in a small town, everybody know everybody. So his mom and dad knows my mom and dad. They went to school together and all that. So they had a big old family meeting. And we wanted to make sure it was going to be okay and all this, that, and the third. I said, I ain't going to hit him no more. I said, I'm done. I said, but I told my little sister, I said, look here. If you go back to him and he puts your hands on you again, don't call me. This is a one time only. If you go back to that jackass and he puts his hands on you again, don't call me. Because I'm not going to keep doing that and get myself in some trouble. But needless to say, he didn't do it no more. And I guess the point was proven. But you mess around with my doggone little sister or my kids or anybody in my family, you gonna get the bull by the horns, I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna open up a can of 55-pound of whoop ass and pour it all over you, homie. Anybody else that gonna would defend their sister's honor or family member's honor, I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't no bad at it, don't get me wrong. But doggone it, you mess with my family now, you gonna have to we're gonna have to give you some straightening. You're gonna have to see about old Slappy dog. But people, this is one of them things where people look at you. I'm a big black guy with a big old bushy beard, 6'4". You know, I got a kind of a look. When people look at me, you know, they kind of look, you know, shy away from me because they think I'm some kind of a bad element. In other words, they judge a book by its cover. But once they get around me and I get to laughing and joking and poking fun and acting silly, they kind of loosen up a little bit. But it's kind of funny how people, and I guess we all do it, we'll judge a book by its cover. But I'm telling you what, you know, I'm one of the damn silliest people you ever gonna meet. I like to have fun and joke, you know, talk shit. But now you make me mad on the other side of that. You make me mad now, I'm gonna hit the ceiling. And I hold grudges pretty damn good, and that's really not a good thing. But, you know, I don't let people cross me up too many times. You know, you got one shot at it. You know, I'm cool, but once you cross me up in some sideways stuff, I'll kind of back away from you. And especially if I'm just not knowing you. But if, you know, if it's somebody that I, you know, like and love, and they're like a family to me, you know, sometimes you got to give them a couple of chances. But, you know, everybody's not supposed to go with you, you know. People that you know for years, you're not supposed to. Sometimes you got to cut people loose. Sometimes you got to let a man go. I don't know how I got on that part from telling you my story about my sister, but it went there. But please like, share, and subscribe. I'm headed home.
Hey, stay tuned for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.